We make countless decisions every day, but sometimes we feel that we're at a crossroads. We've got some big decisions to make, and we're often asking ourselves, what should I do? So in this short video, I want to share with you a few strategies around decision making, a few avenues that might help you get clearer around a decision that you're facing. The first tip I'm going to share with you is around reference points. What do I mean by that? Well, we have primarily two reference points. One is internal and one is external. External reference points means that our focus is on others and what's going on around us. And when we're facing a decision, it makes sense to do our homework, to gather information, to speak to other people, get other people's opinions, because we need to gather all of that information and data so that we can then make a decision based on facts and evidence and different consequences. When our focus is external, though, we're also taking on board other people's judgments and opinions and what they think they would do if they were in our shoes, etc. And ultimately, we reach a point with decision making that we have to say, enough external referencing, I now have to go and do some internal referencing and connect with my own wisdom. So the next few tips are about how do I connect with my own internal wisdom? How do I do a little internal referencing? When I work with clients in this area, people who are seeking greater clarity or are facing a particular decision, there's a very simple technique I share with them. First question is, you say, well, what does my head tell me? The head is all about logical thinking. What does the logical mind prompt me to do? Then I can ask, what does my heart tell me? The heart where the emotions are. For us to make any decision, it has to feel right. For me, not all wisdom is in the head, but we've plenty of wisdom in the heart as well. So what does my heart tell me to do? And then thirdly, what does my gut instinct tell me to do? Our gut is our immediate response. And if we think about it, we've got head, heart, and gut. That's three. So it's like if you're running your decision through these three filters, it might be a 2-to-1 result, or it might be a 3-0 result. But it just gives us some ways of breaking down the decision that we're facing. Another tip for connecting with our own internal wisdom is one of my favorites. Think about 2 or 3 people that you admire. Maybe they're people in your own circle, or maybe they're people in the public eye. You've never met them, but you admire them, or you admire some of their qualities. What you can then do as an internal exercise in your own head, you can imagine ringing them up or sending them an email or having a conversation with them and just asking them for their advice, or asking them what would they do if they were in your shoes. And although this is an internal, imaginative exercise, I find it acts as a key for accessing our own wisdom. 2 more tips on decision making. This one I find particularly useful. Imagine for a minute one of the options that you were considering has been taken away from you. Which option would you hate to drop? If you were no longer able to do X or Y, which one would make you feel most disappointed? So it's like we're coming at it from the other side. The final tip on decision making is to change the time scale, to think a little bit further ahead. What are the consequences of different options? Or also, is a particular decision retraceable or retrievable? So if you decide to go down a particular path, can you change your mind and move backwards at a point in the future? Sometimes that freezes up a little bit and we realize it's not an end point, that the road will continue. Most of the time when we're facing the big decisions in life, whether this is to do with career or relationships or where we're living or if we're going traveling, there's no right or wrong answer. We're just trying to get to an answer that feels right for us. And I hope these few tips have been of benefit to you.